Hey, thanks for slithering in. Welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4, and this one is the return of the starter home series. It has been quite a bit since we have done a build for this series, so let me tell you a little bit about it. This series is where I am going from world to world and building a starter home and only using base game plus whatever pack the world came with. So, for example, today we are building in Brichester, the world that came with Discovery University. So, we are only using that pack plus base game for this build, which is a lot of fun. I've been enjoying this series a lot. And this is actually one of the last worlds, which is crazy. I do have to do a starter home for the new world of Gibby Point still. Stay tuned for that. And I mean, life and work has been a little bit hectic for me. It usually is around this time of year because holiday season is our busiest season. So we've been doing a lot of preparations for that. But we are going to definitely get that starter home done. Hopefully soonish. Fingers crossed. I have not had a lot of building time recently, and even though I say that, I built this one a long time ago. However, if you still want to support in any way, you can use my creator code SIMDERIN at checkout on EA or thesims.com. As always, thank you to the Creator Network for making that one possible. If at any point I get rambly, I apologize. I feel like I've been just so rusty with this voiceover thing, but right now we have the shape of the build together, and I really wanted to use more of those like Discovery University windows, but I just wasn't feeling them. So I think all of these windows are actually base game. It's really base game heavy, to be honest. So I had a few different struggles. First off, I wanted to build on a lot that I typically wouldn't build on in this world. There's like this one lot that I feel like when I'm building in Brichester, I'm always building on this lot because it just has good lighting, and I don't know, I just really enjoy that lot. It's like in the middle of the map, I think. But this one here, I was like, this would be a good place for like a student starter home kind of thing. Like, you don't want the dorm life. Maybe the sim is maybe a little well off as far as like being able to afford a starter little apartment build, something. I don't know. But there's also room in here for roommates, so we can go through that later. But I was really struggling with the lighting on this one for a bit, and I don't know. It just took me a minute to really get used to it. And I think right now it looks okay. Oh, you know what I did? I ended up installing Sunblind, and I'm blanking on the creator's name. Give me 1 second. Softer Haze is the name of the creator. So Sunblind by Softer Haze. It's a lighting mod, and I've seen other creators use it before, and I really like how their games look. So this helped a little bit for me in this case. But yeah, that was one struggle. And the other struggle is, I don't know, the build by from Discovery University. It has some good objects, but I was really struggling with trying to make it work. The bottom floor down here, now that we are getting it together and getting the layout done, the color tones there are a lot more muted, and then when we get up to like the bedroom area, there it's a lot more colorful. So I don't know, I guess maybe that might make sense for like broke college students. You might prioritize decorating your bedroom a little more. And then I tried to go with the university housing rules where you can't have like a full-on kitchen. So hopefully I think we're okay. I made sure there's a microwave. I do end up getting a stove. So if you want to play that rule where you can't have a stove, then fine. But I was like, this is a full-on house. It's like, it's not a dorm room, so it wouldn't make any sense if you just don't have it. So it is up on the gallery. My gallery ID is SIMDERIN, same as it is here and on any social media platform. But it's not set to like a university housing lot type or anything. It's just your typical residential. But I figured you can maybe move in a sim here and then go to university, as in like going to university like from home kind of thing. That's words, we're getting there. Okay. It's been a long week, y'all. It has been a week. It's been a few months actually, I feel like, but I'm finally going on a little bit of a vacation, which is going to be good. and I'm really excited to just turn my brain off for a week before things get really crazy, and it's gonna be a blast. Woohoo! But yeah, here we are leaning into a lot of oranges, but I still felt like it was a little muted down here. And we're using some curtains, some base game curtains. We have that desk is from University paired with a base game chair. And then the fun really happens up here. I almost forgot I had to add a bathroom, so that is happening. And then we are going to start with the bedroom, or maybe we're going to do the bathroom first. I don't know. What was interesting about this build is this little tiny balcony, which I think I end up putting one of those juice kegs out there. So those are really fun. I think that adds a lot to gameplay. But see how colorful it is up here? Because I was like, I should use some of the flooring and wallpaper from Discovery University. And those are this like, I like them. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy them. But sometimes I was like, this is not matching downstairs. And maybe I could have tried to make it match or do something else, but I don't know. So what doesn't usually happen in my starter homes is that there's usually only room for one sim. This one, we have two sims here. So I was thinking maybe you can use like the roommate feature. I forget which pack that comes with. Actually, I really can't remember. But if you have that pack, then you can definitely use it and have like a roommate that you don't control but they still live here kind of thing. So I think that would be pretty interesting to play with. Or I guess if you have for rent, you can kind of do it that way too, maybe. I'm not quite sure. I should have tested it out. But those are just a few options that you can do. Oh, I actually did move around the bathroom here. I guess I didn't like it up against that large window, and instead I blocked the large window with a dresser and a mirror. Okay. I don't know where my head was at when I built this, to be honest, because it has been, at this point, it might have been over a month since I've built this one, I think. So fun. But I thought using these little blow-up chairs was such a good touch. I did enjoy that because I was like, what is like some cheapish but funnish looking furniture for Sims in college or university? And I was like, I would totally use one of those in my like dorm room if I could. So I added that, and we get another bookshelf. I even add one down here. Look at that. So fun. Anyway, I'm here. I'm rambling. How are you guys doing? How's your October? I fear that by the time I get to sit down and do any kind of fall or spooky day builds, that it's going to be like November. So let me know in the comments below if you would still want to see kind of that seasonal build kind of agenda even in November. I don't know. I've actually I'm almost done with one build, but it's not fall at all. It's very modern. It's very eco lifestyle. We're not going to talk about it too much here because it's not out yet. So I don't want to get your hopes up, but I'm almost done with it. So I've been enjoying that one, but I really want to do some occult builds. I want to do an occult cemetery, which has been suggested by you guys, and I just need to find that time to sit down. So I'm gonna do it. I think, you know what, screw it, who cares if it's not fall anymore? By the time I get to it, I'm still gonna do it. Speaking of fall, if you guys are subscribed, keep an eye out on the YouTube community posts tab, the membership or it's community tab, I think is what it's called now, or is it post? I don't remember. It's called something, but keep an eye over there because I am going to post up a giveaway for the new autumnal apparel kit, I think is what it is. So I'll also be posting it on other social medias if you follow me there too as well. So keep an eye out for that because that's going to come in the next couple of days. So I'm really excited to give that away. I have not checked it out yet. I usually don't get Creative Sim kits because I just typically don't spend that much time in Creative Sim, but I did grab this one thanks to EA and the Creator Network too, and I can't wait to kind of take a look at it and give my Sims some nice cozy little apparel. We also had that rewards event that I kind of sped run through myself, and I don't remember it being very exciting, so I don't know. But there are some new items there, none of which appear in here because at this point when I'm building it, that event wasn't even out yet. So But right now we're just going to add some more details because I have a bit of a good chunk of simoleons to still spend, which was really exciting because that doesn't always happen for starter homes. So this was really fun. So I'm like, ooh, I can get some plants and get some clutter in the kitchen. I do have a trash can that's good. I sometimes always forget about that. But then, of course, when we go outside, we're going to use a lot of items from Debug. I think we hopped out there a little bit. I think I got a couple of bicycles out there, some fencing too. Like, I could actually splurge and get real fencing from the real life catalog. Like, those aren't Debug fencing. Mm-mm. So we are going to get some ivy along the side and some bushes. I felt like that added a little bit to the build because it's a very boxy build. You know, there's nothing really too unique about the shape of it. And then we end up getting a little bit of a backyard. And these are debug items that I'm grabbing, and I think I find the debug matching chairs later. But if your sim has some money left over or finds a way to get some money, you can maybe get like activities out here like beer pong, chess, or do your homework out here or something. I think you have to do like presentation boards, which was always weird to me because who just has a presentation board like that to work on? Like, not me. Not when I was in school. Nope. But that's how the Sims work. That's how it works. Whatever. But yeah, we're just going to continue landscaping this up. So maybe this is a good time for those of you who are still sticking through and hanging out with me. So thank you guys for the support recently and the patience, because I know I've kind of been not very consistent with videos. As you guys know, especially if you've been here a while, I go through phases a lot. So it's going to come back, and I just need a little bit more time. But definitely in the new year, we're going to get a lot more consistent. Hopefully before then, but I have a lot of plans. I have a lot of ideas and things. So, here's the rest of the backyard. I even got this like little debug heater and got this brick. I love this like little brickish. It's not even brick. I don't know. Terracotta? Terrain paint? Something like that. But anyway, let's hop into live mode and check this out in real time. And here we are now in Brichester in live mode. We're not going to fight the lighting here. I know it sucks, so this is just what we're going to have to work with, okay? Even with my lighting mod installed, it's kind of ugh. Anyway, this is the starter home in Brichester. Out here we have a little bit of greenery. I was able to use actual fences and stuff instead of debug fences, which is a big win for us. Over here is like a little trash can and place to put your bikes. So I put 2 in here, thinking maybe a sim and their roommate can kind of be here, because it is university, you know, we're not made of money. In the back here we have this kind of little patio space with this debug table and chairs, so just keep that in mind that this is not going to be functional. You'll have to replace it once you get some simoleons. And then over here is just like this little detail of ventilation, maybe AC heating happens through here. I'm not an HVAC professional. Anyway, when you walk in, and please don't mind these tall columns, I know, I'm sorry, I needed to save some money, okay? So when you first walk in, we are welcomed with the little study area. You may have seen some things placed differently during the speed build. And disclaimer, this is my second time doing a walkthrough, so this has all been play tested, but I had some technical difficulties with my mic not wanting to record my voice. How rude. I thought this was very important to have for a university starter home, so we definitely needed to make sure there was a space to study and do any kind of essays or work or whatnot. Over here is our little living room under the stairs, completely functional as well. I still really love this poster detail with it being like folded up and then maybe unfolded to put on the wall, just because maybe you had nothing else to put on the wall. It's kind of a cheap alternative for decor, and I grew up with a ton of posters in my room, so it's accurate. Here is our kitchen. We had to clear up some clutter from this corner cabinet so that we can actually prepare food. Otherwise, very functional. Technically, this isn't like a university housing, because that lot tray would then make it impossible to have a full stove, maybe even a full fridge, but I like to ignore that because that's annoying. Then when we come up the stairs, we are greeted with lots of color, but I think that was super fun. Here we have our 2 twin beds with different color color schemes going on. These fun little blow up chairs I thought was a nice little cheap touch too, to kind of make it look like these are actually college students or university students. Both beds are fully functional, which is good. We also have our 3-tile bathroom over here. I don't know how realistic that is. I'm sorry, is he crying a lot? Well, let me turn this off. He is crying a lot. Oh gosh. Oh, because he misses horses. I'm sorry, buddy. Anyway, here's our 3-tile bathroom. Discover University was the first pack we got with this 1-tile shower, so I definitely had to give it its moment here. Otherwise, everything else in here is pretty much base game. And we have a little bit of an outdoor patio where we have our juice keg, which completely works. The only thing I haven't been able to test is the keg stand, but I don't know if there's like a skill level you need to get to or something like that, but that would look so funny, I feel like, on this patio here, but oh well. Anyway, that has been it for today's build video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was actually our penultimate starter home series video. We have one more that I have to work on for Newcrest. And then we're going to do like a little starter home shell challenge, so stay tuned. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you do not miss out on any of that fun. I'm really excited to do that, and I hope you guys are as well. Of course, this series will continue as we get more packs and stuff, but for the most part, we are kind of calling it for now after this next one. So stay tuned. I know this is really a long-winded outro, so thank you again for watching. Also, super shout out to my awesome channel members. You guys rock so much for supporting me in this way. I really appreciate it, and it does go a long way. I think that's it. All right, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.